Oh, you weren't listening
also,
to me.
Tessa, I'm going to need, for this session especially, I'm going to need you not to peep my screen.
Oh, I forgot my Earthside transformation is still burned.
I don't even look over here.
Don't even go here.
You did it with Curse of Straw, and it wasn't that big a deal, but this is a very big deal, so don't look.
If it makes you feel better, I can't read.
Okay.
What's on the screen?
She doesn't know how to read.
Yeah. If it makes you feel any better, she can't read.
It feel any better. I can't read. Let's cut that. We'll cut that and put it out there.
Makes me feel better. Now amazing. I feel sad that you don't know how to read.
Yeah, would be amazing as like the teaser intro.
This whole time.
Tessa
you should really be impressed with
not
how
okay.
well Faye has played since she can't read.
Right.
We've got 92 episodes.
I mean,
keeping it under wraps that Tessa cannot read a single letter.
Never mind her
honestly.
getting a PhD. She can't read.
Ooh.
Hello friends, my name is Amit Moshe, the creator of City of Mist, and you are listening to the Mistconceptions podcast. Mistconceptions was the first City of Mist actual play show and is by far the most dedicated, the longest running, and the most beloved show in our games community. I can't thank David and the crew enough for the incredible stories you brought to life in the City of Mist setting, and for the way you've made the game accessible to so many fans. I wish all of you to continue creating more amazing things. And to the dedicated fans of the show, thank you for supporting this podcast and enjoy the finale.
Finally, eons have passed since I have felt this much power. I cannot believe it has finally come to fruition. My enemy is slain, and soon this city will grovel at my feet. They will run and cower before my very presence. They will offer me up their own souls in fear of me. I am the dragon, and I have my kingdom.
Previously on Misconceptions. 4 people met at a bar. Overcoming their initial mistrust, they followed a lead to an abandoned warehouse. They fought some mutated dogs and watched as their suspect was assassinated by an unseen wolf lurking on the distant rooftop shadows. They wrestled with Jimmy the Butcher and Mafia foot soldiers alongside media darling Linda Lockwood. They interrogated a crooked landlord, skulked their way into a water treatment plant, and tried to save the tenants of 123 Blanco Street from eviction. But they ultimately failed to save them. They encountered the wizard and the wolf, formidable foes, and barely escaped with their lives. They opened up to each other, allowing others to learn about their personal lives, their goals, their long-lost loves. They started to grow from strangers to friends. They wrestled with a monster that could sniff out rifts, first at the docks, and then again at Morty's bar. They infiltrated a pizzeria with Linda Lockwood, and looked for missing children in the city park with a new ally named Mohammed. They met Lynn, a terrified shape changer, exploited by the very person who afforded him a place to live, while also being enchanted to not speak a word of it. They bumped elbows with the elite of the city, as D.A. Pip Hamill gave a decisive speech against incumbent Mayor Corallo. Esther first learned of her father's connection to Carmine Giuseppe. Faye saved the life of Pip Hamill after he was shot. Bill and Wren danced with the wolf in the rain and the moonlight. They killed Jeremiah in the Golden Flamingo Casino. And then some months passed. The crew learned of a device used to create portals, and they found a meeting room with 1 long table and 5 empty chairs. An old case reopened when a body went missing, and the crew investigated the theft, finding the thief to be a brutish but kind-hearted beastman named Nick. Esther dug deeper into the history of her ring. Rin discovered the super future computer that made him. Bill found others like him, the Macabre. Faye found her Robin Hood. At the top of an unfinished skyscraper, the crew reached an all-new low and a breaking point. As Rin crashed a crane down on top of his teammates, mafia soldiers, and brain-controlled children soldiers. Not everyone made it out alive. They made their way to an abandoned prison facility and found the macabre lab of Dr. Piotr Jacobi and his twisted beastmen experiments. They fought a mutated Jimmy the Butcher, and Rin sacrificed his weapon to save the crew, losing his memory in the process. The crew found Wonderland, the expansive underground complex of the Rat Pack. They learned the identity of the Music Man, Mayor Pip Hamill. Javi pulled the trigger, and Landa took off her mask. And then some months passed. The crew were now the most wanted people in the city. Faye married Woodard. Rin accepted a mission to save the future. Bill took shelter on a prison island. Esther faked her death. 2 Miss Williams tried to enter City Hall minutes apart from one another, and it did not go well. The crew kidnapped Pip Hamill and found him to be a gingerbread man. The island was attacked by beastmen and paramilitary soldiers. Faye was cornered by Cooper Wheatley. Desperate for answers, the crew pressed Lynn for answers, and they pushed too far. Bill journeyed into the underworld and gave up his powers to save his family. The super future computer hijacked Ren's body to carry out an assassination pivotal to the safety of the future. The crew arrived at Paul St. George's mountainside mansion too late. Ren left so he could be in control of his own future. Esther met Lena and learned the tragic truth of her father's life and his ties to the mafia. The crew tussled with track-suited goons in an underground cellar. Bill left to protect the only future that mattered to him. Faye and Esther joined forces with Woodard and Mohammed. They found Miss Minnie and learned crucial information. They broke into a multimedia news station, investigated an abandoned apartment, and failed to save Woodard as he was kidnapped. Faye was appointed the new caretaker of the garden and lost herself to her powers as she saved her friends from Linda and her brother Logan, ultimately using her powers to kill them both. And then, with the rest of the Cabal dealt with, the crew had only one final person to deal with. The dragon, Drayce de Santos. Fighting their way through his personal army and up his skyscraper, the crew fought their way to Mr. de Santos, CEO of Legendary Solutions and leader of the Cabal. But our episode does not open there. We see the city with not a cloud in the sky, no mist, no vapor anywhere to be seen. We see a blood-red sky hanging overhead, and down below it we see a city in chaos. With the mist stripped away, people are able to see others as they truly are. Monsters, legends, mythologies, beasts of unimmeasurable size. And then we cut to an alleyway. And we see Amy Maldehyde rushing for her life, clutching her purse to her chest. She trips over some loose rocks and falls to the ground, skinning her knee. As she struggles to get up, we hear the sound of a switchblade being flicked open. We see a thug with a ski mask standing over her. "Give me your purse, lady." Amy Maldehyde stutters. "I said, give me your..." There's a gunshot. It ricochets off the wall behind the masked robber. He turns around. Hey, what the hell? Standing at the mouth of the alleyway is ex-detective Javi Martinez. He holds a smoking gun in his hand and he lowers it down. The masked robber turns his knife towards Javi and says, I don't know who the hell you think you are, buddy, but you're about to have the worst day of your life. Javi says, you know, for a long time, I haven't really known who I was. Pieces of my memory were kept from me. But now that the sky's opened up, I know who I am. And as Javi speaks, we see 4 spectral arms appear over Javi's shoulder, fanning out over his head and down to his waist. And he says, and buddy, you're about to have the worst day of your damn life. We cut from that scene. We are at Agatha's halfway house. And we see all the tenants of Agatha's halfway house poking their heads out of their rooms, crowding in the downstairs foyer. And on all of them, they have a bracelet, and the bracelet glows and falls off their wrists at the same time. And then they all turn towards Agatha with murderous revenge in their eyes for the injustices and the silence pressed upon them. Agatha eases her door shut. We cut to Promethean University. And in a science lab, we see Professor Walters huddling under a science table, a science textbook held over his head, muttering to himself, oh, this is highly disturbing. We cut from that scene.
I didn't miss that voice.
We see a street view of Lestrange Antiques. We see the carnage being inflicted outside, cars flipped over, a fire hydrant busted, and a geyser of water spewing up into the air. And on the other side of the door, inside Lestrange Antiques, we see Pedro pulling a night shift while Mr. Declan Lestrange is somewhere else. And just very slowly, he reaches up and grabs the open sign and twists it to the closed sign. And then he slowly lowers out of shot. And then we cut finally to the home of Miss Minnie. Miss Minnie is in her front lawn, in a lawn chair, her feet kicked up. 2 of her boys are grabbing the individual branches of the tree in her front lawn and pulling it down and out of the way so she can have an unobstructed view of Legendary Solutions Plaza. The 3rd son brings her cup to her. She grabs it. She takes a sip of the mist. With a wicked smile on her face, she says, "Get after his ass, girls." And then we cut to the penthouse of Legendary Solutions Plaza. You enter into an enormous room with, once again, glass ceiling, glass walls, giving a commanding view of the city, as a king would have over his territory and his subjects. You see a pool, an infinity pool in the middle of this area. You see numerous display cases scattered throughout, holding various pieces of art and relics. And perhaps the most noticeable thing is a giant desk that lies against the far distant glass wall. Above the desk hangs a 6-foot spear with a 1-foot blade, held up against the glass like a trophy, the most precious trophy among all of these relics. And you see a man finely dressed, with a tan and pristine skin that only money could afford him. His hair perfectly combed, not a strand out of place. His sports jacket is thrown over his office chair, which is red, cushions studded with gold buttons. It reminds you of a throne. You see Drayce de Santos, pinstriped pants, suspenders up over his shoulders, his sleeves rolled up. And you see these motes of light that I described earlier passing through the glass, trickling and dancing their way like fairies through the various artifacts towards him, seeping into his body as he glows with his power. The power stolen from the mist. And he turns and he looks at you.
Ah, welcome to my coronation. What could I do for you two fine ladies?
Esther gags a little.
Where are the plants in this room?
There are none.
I hate you.
Thank you.
It's about time.
Yep.
But there is a fire escape.
I'm just saying.
There is no fire escape.
The entire series. There's always a plant near you in the city. There's bound to not be plants in the boss room.
Welcome to the motherfucking final fight.
All your powers, null and void.
What I'm gonna do? You see Faye kind of relax her shoulders a little bit, and she looks up at him. Don't ever call me fine again. And like her full Maid Marian outfit reappears.
But wait, I thought Faye wasn't an avatar anymore.
Faye lied.
Gasp.
And Faye glances over at Esther. Sorry. And then runs, extends her staff as she's running, and flips over to grab the spear above him.
Okay. So with Avatar Hood, you can burn a tag for an automatic hit. So whenever you burn, you succeed as if you rolled a 10 plus or a 10 with a power of 3.
Great.
However, the spear has a protected 3 status. Mm-hmm. As you pole vault across a desk, you feel claws dig into your shin and calf as Drayce de Santos goes to slam you back down on the marble slab. So with the take the risk, when you roll a 7 through 9, I get to offer you a ugly choice. Oh wait, it's with a -4. So you fail. So you feel the claws dig into you, and he slams you down on the marble slab of his desk. Roll a face danger against a broken 5 status.
You can burn for success.
Yes, you can.
With what was this? What does the success make?
The success would with the face danger, you roll 10 with the power 3. That's how it always is.
Okay, so just step down the effect by 3.
No, you get rid of it. But you would have to have a tag in order, like, to use it.
Right.
So what would protect you from him slamming you into the desk? Because he's already grabbed you.
As an avatar, I can choose to roll, right?
Yes, you can, yeah.
I think because it would fit better narratively, like burning acrobatic mastery doesn't make a lot of sense because he has a hold of me. So like, no matter what, I'm going to be somewhat hurt.
Yeah.
So could I roll with a +1
for acrobatic mastery?
Right.
Sure.
And see like how bad the damage is.
Sure.
It's really bad.
What is it?
I got a 6 total.
You got a 6 total?
Yeah.
Esther, do you have any help points you could use to help her?
I do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Are you going to use any?
Yeah.
Because if
well, I'm trying to figure out what I would do in this moment. Like how I would.
So you're going to be knocked out.
Like how I would intervene. What that would look like.
Anyway. How would you save her?
You
have a gun, you have wings,
I
you
know.
have fists.
I guess I'm going to, assuming that I have my gun pulled out because we were entering the big space, and I'm pretty sure that we did say that. I am going to... So he's behind the desk, so I can't see his legs?
Yes. You cannot see his legs.
And he's holding her in one hand or two hands?
One hand.
I am going to shoot at his other arm, the opposite arm.
Okay. And are you wanting to roll for this or use your help point for this?
I'm wanting to use my help point for this.
Okay, good. So that help point will step up the failure to a 7 through 9. So instead of a broken 5 status, you will take a busted back 4 status.
Is there a way I can use both help points?
It wouldn't help at all.
Okay.
It would just make it an 8, and it would be the same effect.
Okay.
Also, that's the only time I'm going to let you use it posthumously. You'll need to use it before we declare stuff.
What do you mean?
Yeah, I should have
before you
asked.
roll.
Got you.
But I didn't want Faye to get KO'd on the first
right off the bat.
the
Our
first
avatar's
action.
gone.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Burn those tags and burn those help and hurt
Probably
points.
just burn all your tags instead of trying to roll. Just saying.
So, Drayce comes down with you. The small of your back smashes into this marble slab. It breaks beneath your weight and his strength, and you thud to the ground. And he unclenches your calf and your shin, and you see that from the elbow down, you see this black scaled hand with wickedly curved claws. He smiles at you and says, "That may have worked for my inferiors, but you will find that I am an all too different sort of creature."
Faye turns her head towards Esther on the table and rolls her eyes.
Esther, what are you doing?
Esther smirks a little at Faye, rolling her eyes. Can Carrie ask a stupid question?
Sure.
We're on episode 92, and she's going to ask a stupid question.
Sure.
It's fine. So I'm pretty sure that he killed my father, yes?
Maybe. He is the leader of this organization that killed your father. Whether he did it directly or indirectly, you don't know. But at the very least, he gave the order.
I'm going to look him in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who I am?
You are a worm, sniveling, groveling in the dirt that I will build my kingdom upon. You are nothing.
Esther's going to raise her gun. Did you kill him?
I've killed a great many men.
Did you kill him?
He steps forward to be standing over Faye. And he said,
I've killed anyone who has gotten in my way. My ascent to godhood. My return to me. So if I have harmed you in some way by killing someone important to you,
he smiles and you see that all his teeth are serrated and curved.
Then yes, I did.
So now where he's standing, can I well, the desk is broken. I can see his legs.
Yes.
I'm going to shoot him in the knee.
Okay.
I'm going to use help points
Okay.
by... I have my staff on me. You said he's standing over me?
Yep.
Great. I
Excellent.
I am going to... I don't know the cleanliest way to phrase this.
Just say it.
But I am going to extend my staff so that as it's extending with its full force, it hits him straight in the balls.
Okay. So,
right before Esther shoots.
So you are using a help point.
I would like to use 2 help points.
Okay. You get a +2 to your roll, Esther. Is there anything else you could add?
I am going to add my Rusted Trusted Colt Cobra. And
So
yeah,
+3?
+3.
All right. Go ahead
I
and
don't
roll it.
think any of my tags would make a minus because I have the nicked a little, but that wouldn't keep me from shooting from them. I don't think. I don't remember what it was for.
Yeah.
Ran into a wall. Who knows? That's real life. A 9.
A 9. So you get one option on a hit with all you've got. Take cover, secure a superior position, get them good and give them a status. control the collateral damage, hold the target's attention, or gain the upper hand and gain 1 juice, you automatically hit him with a tier 3 status.
Do I need to control collateral damage? Am I allowed to ask that? We're 92 episodes in and I don't know. Can't stress
Do
this
you
enough.
care about this building?
Do you
Well,
care?
no, I just, like, it's not going to hit Faye, right? Like, because I hit?
Who knows?
Okay, great.
Go with your fight.
Fantastic.
Yeah, just go.
I want to get him good.
Okay, step it up to a +4. So you fire the shot. It soars through the air, going straight towards his leg. Your
And then
pole,
it nicks his metal knee and hits Faye in the head.
your pole shoots straight up, hitting him in the gonads.
Poor fella.
He does not flinch.
You know.
Oh, I hate
The bullet hits him full in the thigh, and you see the metal crumple against his flesh, and it falls to the ground. And you see the hole in his pant leg, and then you see black scales spread out from the point of impact.
Oh boy.
And you hear him laugh. Suddenly, there's a crash. The sound of breaking glass. You turn, and you see one of the windows to this penthouse skyscraper building has been busted. There's a figure rolling across the ground uncontrolled before they skid to a halt. Tongues of flame that were licking off of their fist fade away with a shake. The air that had carried them up here from the street stops ruffling their clothes. They put their 2 cowboy boots beneath them. They stand up, adjust the cowboy hat that is askew on their head, and they say,
Did you miss me?
I would like to reveal to everybody, Jaime Torres has been on a call this entire night.
figured.
No, he has
knew it.
not.
Freaking knew it.
Jaime, could you say hello?
Hey, I'm Bill.
Bill is joining this episode. Can we please grab the stuff to record virtually?
How'd you keep that from me?
I want to tell you so many times.
Is this what you thought was going to make me cry?
Hello friends and welcome to the very last mid-roll section of Mistconceptions, episode 92. I'm your host, David White, and as you can see by the huge amount of time remaining on this episode, this is not exactly the midway point of our episode, but I wanted to cut the episode right here for some mid-roll stuff because Jaime came back. Jaime was back. Jaime is back as Bill, and I have been so excited for you to all hear this and to experience it, and I would love to hear your reactions to it. But I also just wanted to slip in here and say, right here at the beginning, no spoilers, please. Jaime coming back to the show, I think, is a huge, exciting moment for longtime fans of the show. And I don't want to spoil it for anybody who's not listening to it on, the day of release or even the week of release. So, please keep spoilers under wraps. We have a specific Discord channel for Mistconceptions spoilers if you wanted to go post there, but otherwise keep that to yourself. Don't spoil this big momentous occasion for episode 92, and also don't spoil anything else that happens for the rest of this episode, because there is still a lot of content to come. There's still a lot of stuff to happen in our finale. And wow, this is it. This is our finale. 92 episodes, 4 years. It has been a wild ride. It is so mind-boggling to go back and listen to our first couple of episodes before we really, truly even knew how to make a podcast. Listening to us kind of fumble over the starter set rules and had just fail to grasp how the investigate move works. We've come so far in those 4 years. We have 2 podcasts. 2 more podcasts, I should say. We have Mistconceptions, we have Sins of the Father, we have our special patron-only show, After Hours Side Quests. This has been such a huge part of my life for the past 4 years. I'm just going to talk about me for a little bit, because I hope we've been a big part of your life. But for me, Mistconceptions has been so big for me, so huge, because I've grown as a storyteller, both in like prose writing, but also in like storytelling at the RPG table. I've come to understand the value of, not writing a railroady adventure, including the opinions and goals and ideas of players at the table, and like trying to make an even better story than I can make on my own. I've grown as a player, understanding that, not making the biggest, baddest character is good, creating a character with flaws, a character that isn't always great. I've learned that there are other systems out there besides D&D, better systems than D&D, and City of Mist is at the top of that list. I'm so thankful for this show, and for everything that has come because of it. I can truly say producing this show has been a labor of love, and I think it's been well worth it. When I think of all the joy I've gotten from it and everything I've learned from it, and all the personal growth that I've gone through because of it and along with it. And I want to say thank you to some people. First, I want to say thank you to Amit, the creator of City of Mist. He has been a supporter and advocate of us since our infancy of podcasting. He gave us our facelift, the new art, the logo that is so synonymous with our show now. Amit has been such a huge supporter of what we've been doing here, and I just want to say thank you to Amit. I want to say thank you to all the Son of Oak staff, the social media manager for retweeting and sharing our work, Aran, the editor, who has also boosted our signal, and I've had the opportunity to work with on some things, or rather, I guess just like, I'm making it sound like I'm important, and I've worked with him a lot. I haven't. I edited one of his adventures, which was a blast, and he writes great adventures. You should definitely go check out at NESK. He writes some good stuff on Twitter, but Aran is fantastic. But thank you to Son of Oak for creating this game. Thank you to Amit for dreaming up this game. And I will always be an advocate for Amit Moshe and the projects that he does. He is a great designer and an even better person, and I admire him a lot. I want to say thank you to you, the listener. We wouldn't make this show if no one listened to it. Believe me, it's too much hard work if nobody's going to like it. But thank you to you for listening to 92 freaking episodes. Even those episodes where we did side quiz and holiday specials that weren't that great. But thank you for listening to this show. And even if you haven't left us feedback, even if you haven't left us a review on iTunes, even if you haven't gone to Discord and chatted with us on social media, if you have only clicked the play button to listen to the next episode, thank you. Thank you. I don't want to say thank you for your clicks, but thank you for your engagement. Thank you for listening. I see you. Even if you don't post, I see the numbers that pop up when you push play, when all of you push play, and I just want to say thank you for listening. It has been so encouraging to have a story that I helped create is so encouraging that it's public and people like it. And all I have ever wanted to do is create something meaningful and create something that people would enjoy and be engaged with. And I still want to be a full-time writer. I have not lost that dream, but this has been such a motivation to me. You have been such a motivation to me that has helped me realize maybe my stories are worth telling, are worth hearing, and aren't just garbage. So thank you for restoring my faith in myself and my abilities, and just like I said, even if you have only pressed the play button to go to the next episode, thank you. It means so much. And we've had 4 years of great content, and I'm excited for 4 more years. We're not done with making podcasts. Sins of the Father is still going. Side Quest is going to still go, and Misconceptions 2 is currently in production. And speaking of Misconceptions 2, if you want to, be one of the first people to find out about Misconceptions, you should definitely join us on Facebook or on Twitter, because we will post the big reveal there. If you join our Discord, you might catch us chatting about it sometimes, or you could just chat with us and ask us questions. If you're a patron on our Patreon, you will most certainly be getting an early glimpse before anybody else of Misconceptions 2. So if you like what we do, if you want to know what Misconceptions 2 is going to be about and be one of the first people to know about it, go like us on our Patreon. Go join us and pledge your support on our Patreon to be one of the first people. But then also join our socials to hear about when Misconceptions 2 is going to be happening. And there is going to be a Geek Out after the series. My original idea was to have it release alongside this episode, but this episode was a behemoth to edit, and I was severely put behind schedule by COVID, and so I had to delay this episode for a week, and I haven't even touched the Geek Out after the series episode. So I'm gonna do my best to have it released later this week, but of course stay tuned to our Facebook and Twitter. I'll post more about it there, but yes, there is a Geek Out after the series, and it will be released hopefully this week. And now I would like to get back to thanking some people. I would like to thank Mitchell Wallace. Mitchell, thank you for pledging on our Patreon. You are such a generous lad. Thank you so much for your support of our show. And Kit, we all love you here at the Podcast Network. Thank you for increasing your already way too high pledge to help us get back to that $400 a month goal so we could sustainably pay our performers. I want to say thank you to Aubrey T. Harris. Aubrey, thank you so much for your support and helping us to pay our performers as well. And thank you, just this morning, I got the email that we had a new patron. Thank you to Jennifer Park. Jennifer Park, thank you for listening to our show, and thank you for giving us your hard-earned money so that we can continue to turn it into sweet, sweet content. And I would also like to say thank you to Sean Haddock. I would like to say thank you to Austin Martinez. I would like to say thank you to Waddle Squad. I would like to say thank you to Phil Montgomery. I would like to say thank you to Samantha Muirhead. I would like to say thank you to The Blind Prince. I would like to say thank you to Jesse Harder. I would like to say thank you to Mike Sterling. Thank you to Robert Lamb. Thank you to Dennis Patarandaral. Nailed it. Thank you, Cassia Ortega. Thank you, Celeste. Thank you, Ryan Bruin. Thank you, David Krebs. Thank you, Becca Bubble. Thank you, John Chandler. Thank you, Linda Wallace. Thank you, Matthew Peterson. Thank you, Lily of Azura. Thank you, Sam Scott. Thank you, Cloud099. Jacob. Thank you, Jazz Bowman. Thank you, Jonathan Wicks. Thank you, Craig Frankham. Thank you, Tony Bogus. Thank you, Ronald Huffman. Thank you, Marlo Bogus. Thank you, Charles Miller. Thank you, Will Mendoza. Thank you, Scott Seanan. Thank you, David White's Gimp. Thank you, Matt Moore. Thank you, Gary Fowler. Thank you, The Mortuary Podcast. Thank you, Spencer Shields. Thank you, Allison White, my sister. Thank you, Liz Matta. Thank you, Stuart McKay. Thank you, Jackson Dungeon Daddy Chandler. Thank you, Jean-Peter Beats. Thank you, Carl Collins. Thank you, Shelley Holderness. That's my aunt. Thank you, JT. Thank you, Cindy Burrow, my Mimi. Thank you, Michelle Ann Wharton. That's my aunt. Thank you, Cindy Gernan, my Mimi. Thank you, Unmade Gaming. Thank you, Hermes Sandals. Thank you, Christopher Polk. Thank you, Heather White Burrow, my mama. Thank you, Matthew Montney. Thank you, Michael Bowman. Thank you, Gaston Keller. Thank you, Betty Haley. That's my mother-in-law. Thank you, Occam Razor. Thank you, Christopher Gregg. Thank you, John Myers. Thank you, Baca Jello. Thank you, Night's End. Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Out of Character. Thank you, Greg Wolford. Thank you, Taylor Bush. Thank you, Kay. Thank you, Peter Gates. Thank you, Barreled. Thank you, Amit Moshe. Thank you, John Lowry. Thank you, Sebastian Schmidt. Thank you, Devin Welsh. Thank you, Chris Cook. And last but certainly not least, thank you to our very first patron, Kit Andrade. Oh, I said your name wrong. Andrade. Shoot. I messed it up right at the end. This is this beautiful moment. I was reading all the names of all of our patrons. Oh, shucks. I'm sorry, Kit. I messed up your last name. But anyways, thank you so much to all of our patrons, past, present, those that are still active, those that are not active anymore. If you gave anything to help us create this show, thank you so much. And with all that out of the way, how about we get back to the finale of Misconceptions?
Faye and Esther, Bill comes crashing through the window of a 100-story building.
Thank God.
You see Faye's demeanor like crack a little bit from her avatar state, and she just grins.
does Bill arriving end your avatar hood?
Doesn't that mean I disappear?
No.
Not necessarily.
Well,
it's really complicated. Let's just say no for the sake of...
Okay. I mean, we can just say no when you have like a nascent theme that we just won't. A nascent logos theme that like won't come into play.
Right. Yes. But yes, Faye just like almost like giggly smile.
Okay. Do you end your avatar hood?
I had a whole plan for how to end my avatar hood. You threw it all away.
Could it not start a chain reaction that later ends her avatar hood? Like it's one of several things that trigger. Could that be a thing?
I feel like seeing the team back together. Yeah, it ends it.
Okay. So you look up, you see your friend from across the way. What does it look like as your avatar hood ends?
You see Faye return to normal clothes and the glowing stops. And you can tell she physically doesn't appear as strong, but her spirits are higher. She seems more her.
Okay. And Drayce de Santos looks across his hoard of wealth and sees Bill. Fine. Bring as many peons as you want. More for the sacrifice. Bill, would you like to do anything?
Yeah.
You arrive in the scene. You see all these objects around you. You see Esther and Faye fighting. I mean, how you thought to come here is up to you. Maybe you just saw all of this like energy being pulled towards the top of this tower. Maybe you just had a feeling in your heart of hearts that your friends needed you. However you came to be here, you are now here.
Yes. I think it would be... I had a feeling that would make sense with my new kind of elemental mastery, monastic kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to jump right on in. It's what I do best.
Yeah.
So, I am going to burn... No, not yet. I'm going to use Risk Taker, Martial Arts, and Elemental Mastery to hopefully propel myself into like a roundhouse kick at his head.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll a go ahead and roll a hit with all you've got.
You got it. 14.
Oh,
Hey.
14.
What's up?
Okay.
Those Bill rolls are back.
Yeah. So you are going to hit him with a tier 3 status, and you get to choose 2. Take cover, secure a superior position, get them good and step it up by 1, control the collateral damage, hold the target's attention, or gain the upper hand.
I get to choose 2 of those?
You get to choose 2.
Should have learned by now what the best ones are.
92 episodes in and we still don't know.
92 episodes in.
I mean, it's been a while for
It's been a while.
It's okay.
I'm going to get them good and then secure a superior position.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
So kick and flank.
Okay. Yeah, so Bill, describe for us in all this cinematic glory how you close a distance between you and Drayce de Santos to kick him in the face.
So I just get finished deflaming the hands, and I sprint and propelled into the air as if being shot out of an air cannon into a net, like they used to do back in the day because they're psychopathic. And then I'm going to spin with an inhuman speed and bring my heel across his chin.
Mm-hmm. And then you like skid to a halt and roll around behind him.
Exactly.
Okay. Your boot collides with his chin. There's an explosion of fire and smoke. You skid to a halt and look up. You see the smoke drifting off the side of Drayce de Santos' face. And you see those black scales are spreading up from the chin where you kicked him, up across, over his ears, up into his hairline, across his eye. He was not harmed by your attack.
Ugly and a douche.
At that point, the door leading into this room kicks open, and you see a bloodied and wounded Woodard and Mohammed stumble into the room, breathing heavily. All right. And now that Woodard is in the scene, he is a +1 story tag if you can figure out how to use him.
For anybody?
For anybody.
But you have to use him appropriately because he is my husband.
Yes.
Yes, don't abuse Woodard.
And now that Faye remembers that,
True.
she will stick to it.
Yeah, so Muhammad and Woodard burst through. Muhammad's still like half bear form, burns all down one side of him, holding his sign. He just kind of takes stock of the situation, sees Bill, nods, and then I guess charges in. Well, maybe not, because he's pretty hurt. He is going to...
Oh, wait. Drayce is still standing over Faye.
Right.
So if you want to, Woodard could ask you to fastball special him over to Faye so he can help her. Okay. Woodard looks across the space and sees this guy standing over his wife. And he says, Faye! Mohammed, throw me!
You got it, boss. And he sticks his staff his sign into the ground. Woodard places a foot on it, and he just kind of pushes, the staff bends a little bit, and then and flings Woodard forward.
This is definitely something y'all have done before.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you get a +1 for Woodard.
Okay, so +1 for Woodard, +1 from my signpost, which doesn't have a tag of its own.
Really?
No, because Wallop is the tag.
Use Wallop.
Okay, I'll use Wallop.
Because it has to do with the brute strength of the sign.
Sure.
Oh my goodness. It's giving me real Wolverine vibes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, bro. So yeah, just gonna do +2 then.
Okay. Oh my god.
Snake eyes!
Snake eyes!
No!
Okay.
You're done.
So those dice will not be rolled. So Muhammad, you fling Woodard through the air. He is flying out, and as he's flying, he tucks his shoulder up into himself to hit this dude square in the middle, and he collides with him, and you hear a crack of bone. Woodard screams in pain and falls down, cradling his
Lockleys are out.
Cradling his arm. His head lands next to Faye, but like you are going two different directions. So he lands there and rolls over and grimaces. Y'all are next to each other. It's a very romantic scene.
Get to die together.
On a marble slab.
Yes, on the remains of a marbled slab.
Blood slowly seeps out from underneath it.
Drayce looks at the five of you and holds out his arms. This is hardly an appetizer. If you want to continue to try to get the spear, you will have to roll a take the risk with a -4 as long as Drayce is guarding it. You may make moves to try to reduce that to help your teammates to get it. But until you can overcome that -4 guarded status, you ain't getting that spear.
Sure.
What do y'all do?
You said that there's like artifacts and different things all over the room, yes?
There is.
Is there any sort of hammer?
Sure. Are you thinking of a particular hammer?
Are you worthy?
I feel pretty worthy.
Yeah, sure. There's a weapon.
So Esther is looking for, because obviously her gun's not gonna work, at least not on his knees, and so she's looking around for some kind of smashing weapon.
Okay. You look, and in the corner of the room, there is a stone hammer with a leather pommel and a little loop of leather at the end of it. Do you want to go get it?
Yes.
Okay.
What does she roll to determine?
I know.
her
That's what I'm
worthiness?
trying to figure out.
Convince?
Am I trying to convince the hammer that I'm worthy?
Maybe.
Is this actually Thor's hammer?
Why not? Let's make it.
Yeah, why
Okay.
not? It's dope.
Yeah, let's roll a convince.
Sorry, Carrie.
So, what could you roll to show this hammer that you are worthy to wield it?
Go with me here.
Okay.
I am going to use my dedication tag
Okay.
and my inspire calm on myself so that I am like I'm level-headed and I'm like set on this.
So, dedication and inspire calm. Okay. Do you want to burn either of those to give yourself a success?
Sure, I'm going to burn dedication.
Burn dedication. Okay, go ahead and mark it as burned. So you succeed. I've never heard that dedication tag come out of your mouth
have not, yeah.
in the past 4
Episode
years.
92.
Well, I was saving it for episode 92.
Yeah. Sorry, Amit, but I really don't like the convince move in City of Mist. Let me introduce a new one that I've written. When you want someone to do something for you and you have leverage over them or have a good reason for them to do as you say, roll. On a 10 plus, they'll do what you ask if you promise what they ask of you. On a 7 through 9, they'll do what you ask, but only if you offer concrete assurance of your promise right now. So you rolled a 10 plus. You were convincing Mjolnir that you are worthy, but you will need to promise to do what Mjolnir asks of you. And I think what Mjolnir asks of you is, do you promise to use me to stop Ragnarok?
You're taking on another mythos right now.
Yes.
Okay.
I regret everything. It's fine.
You rush to the bulletproof glass. You hammer on it. You cannot break it. And then you hear Mjolnir's voice in your head. Will you use me to stop Ragnarok?
Yes.
At first, nothing happens. Then we hear a plop. 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 And the entire room is made of glass walls. And you see black raindrops colliding against the side of this building. Without any clouds in the sky, there is a crack of thunder, and you see a black bolt of lightning streak across the sky. You see electricity crackle along this hammer. It starts to glow. There's an explosion as glass explodes outward. Esther, your wings flare out and shield you as the glass hits against your wings and falls to the ground. Mjolnir, the hammer of Thor, is right there waiting for you. Do you take it?
Yes.
As your hand wraps around it, the electricity crackles up your arm. You feel invigorated, and I think you need to replace your two mythos themes with something to do with Thor. One being Mjolnir, and the other being something to do with Thor.
Lightning?
Would you like my book?
Gosh.
Time for all new people this entire end of the game. We're ending with a bang, people.
So, first of all, we need to resolve your build-up points.
Right.
Esther, look on your two Mythos cards. How many power tags past 3, weakness tags included, do you have?
Just one.
So, 1 on the first one.
2.
Oh, 2 on the first one, none on the second one.
Okay. Do you have any theme improvements? Flip it over. Do you have any theme improvements for either of those?
Just one mine.
No.
No.
Just
So,
check.
go ahead and on your build-up points on your character card, give yourself 2 build-up points.
Okay.
How many build-up points do you have now?
When I add 2,
Mm-hmm.
I will have 3.
Okay. So go ahead. While you're going through this transformation, go ahead and fill out a new relic card for Mjolnir, and some power tag or some new theme for your other Thor. Yeah, and you'll answer A for both of them.
And I just have to answer 1.
You just have to answer 1 question on each.
Yeah.
And you'll need to pick a weakness tag, and your weakness tag can be A, B, C, or D, but your power tag has to be A. Okay, so there is a boom of thunder, a crackle of bright electricity from the corner of this room. What are the rest of you doing?
Probably staring at
the blank page before you open up
Esther
the
transforming
window.
into a god of thunder.
Oh my gosh. We just got Jane Foster, y'all.
Yeah.
The question is Drayce distracted?
Yeah, that's a good
That's
question.
a good question. It's a pretty big deal.
Interesting. Sure, I'll say he has a distracted 1 status on him right now that somebody could apply to a roll to either remove the guarded 4 status or to try to get past the guarded 4 status to grab with the take the risk.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not down to a 3 total.
No, it'll be gone after whatever y'all do next. He's only going to be momentarily distracted.
Okay.
So this is a we need to use it now thing.
Yeah.
Muhammad is looking around the room, seeing this craziness happening with Esther, seeing his best friend and his wife laying on the ground in pain, and he's just thinking like, we need more people. This isn't going to work. I would like to try to summon the Merry Men.
You would like to summon the Merry Men. How do you want to do this?
So I'm thinking he's just like thinking about it, and flashes of his of his mythos are flashing through his head. He's seeing all the people he's met before, and just thinking there has to be a way to get them here. And he's gonna remember this, like, the signal, like their bird call or whatever.
Oh, okay.
And just let it loose,
Okay.
like as loud as possible.
This sounds like a stop holding back.
I figured.
And which? No, you're gonna roll with the +2.
Are you gonna tell me which one it is? Is it significant, no return, ultimate?
Oh, geez. This is significant.
Okay.
So on a 7 through 9, mark, fade, or crack, and burn all the power tags in 1 theme. On a 10+, mark, fade, or crack on 1 theme.
Okay. Come on, dice, don't fail me. 6 + 2, 8.
It's an 8. So on a 7 through 9, you are going to mark, fade, or crack in 1 theme and burn all the power tags in 1 theme. Which theme is that?
I think I'm gonna burn and mark crack on pro bono lawyer, because I haven't done anything with that for a while. This has become very much vigilante, and I'm really leaning into my mythos for this moment, so
you're losing that lawyer side of you?
lose that lawyer side of me.
All right. You let out this cry that echoes out across the city, tapping into your mythos. And with the mist not here, it's so easy to tap into your mythos and send it out to the city. You take advantage of this, and you let out this call. And then suddenly, like little blips all around the room, people start to appear. Tessa, who's the first person to appear?
X-Man appears.
Okay. A portal opens up, and little Xavier, the child from the Rat Pack, X-Man, pops out. He looks around. And he lands eyes on Faye Carver laying prostrate on a broken marble table. Oh, Miss Carver! And he goes to run towards you, and Drayce looks at him and sneers, and he like, oh, okay, I'll stay right here for now. It's okay.
Oh, you would have trained them.
Wow.
Nope.
He's a child.
I thought they were trained merrymen.
Nope.
No!
Nope. Not at all.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, well, X-Men is there
Yep.
now.
Have no fear. 11-year-old X-Man is here.
Dang it. This is a mistake.
Bill, or Jaime, who is the next person that appears?
Who's that guy the faceless guy that we killed?
Lynn?
He died.
He's dead.
You can't use a dead one.
He's like dead? I thought you were just trying to make us feel bad.
No, he's very dead.
No, he did.
Oh wow, we're murderers.
You're just now realizing this?
Jeez.
Welcome to the show.
Declan Lestrange?
Y'all have not met Declan Lestrange.
What am I supposed to...
I'm not going to let y'all bring in an iconic City of Mist character.
Pedro?
Fair.
Pedro. Okay.
Pedro.
Yeah,
There's another blip. And Pedro appears, crouching down where he was hiding on the other side of Lestrange Antique's door. He pops into existence. He looks around and says, "Oh man, this is not good.
an epic moment.
I am tripping. This is something else."
Why have I done this? What have I done?
Carrie, who is the next person that shows up?
If we're going with the route that we're going right now, then it's James the cook.
No! Please, no!
It's Hobby.
Yes, it's Hobby.
wanting to summon meat shields.
Go ahead and say it again.
It's Hobby.
Okay. There's a blip, and Javi appears with 4 spectral arms in addition to his, with blood on all 6 arms. He is like with 3 fists raised up, or no, 5 fists raised up, and 1 like clutching at something on the ground. He appears. He blinks a couple times. He looks around, and he sees you all. And there's just a cluster of electricity, thunder, and storm in the corner. So he doesn't see Esther yet.
Right.
And he sees Faye. He sees Bill. He sees Muhammad and Woodard. What the hell's going on? Where's Esther?
Point to the lightning.
Point to the lightning cloud. Well, do you want to describe what you look like in this moment?
It looked like a storm.
Okay. As the storm dissipates and Javi sees you.
My hair is black.
Mm-hmm. Not red.
Not red.
Okay.
And in place of my wings is a red cape.
A red cape. Okay. And Javi looks and sees you. And he sees the hammer gripped in your fist.
With no ring on my finger.
With no ring on your finger. I like the new look.
You too?
Thanks. So we gonna kick this guy's ass or what?
Obviously.
Alright. And all 6 hands slap against each other as he cracks all his knuckles.
Cool.
And Muhammad, who's the final person that appears?
Goldie?
Oh, Christian. That is an excellent choice. There's a final blip, and we see Goldie appear. She has like a purse slung around her bag, a purse that she did not own until just a few seconds ago, and it is stuffed full of jewels, and there's like a little tiara, and she is holding a necklace of pearl beads in her fingers, and she's admiring them as she suddenly appears. What the actual hell? And she looks around, she sees Muhammad.
Muhammad sees her appear. Anyone else?
Honey bear. And she looks around at the room full of glittering artifacts and says, Oh, honey bear, you have outdone yourself this time. So Mohammed does that and summons 4 new people, and these 4 new people are 4 new power tags that y'all can use in this scene.
Excellent.
Okay, so we have X-Men.
We have X-Man.
We are not
Pedro.
using X-Man.
Just throw the kid at him.
X-Man does not exist.
Yeah,
That's
do
fine.
the fastball special with X-Men.
No, I'm not throwing a
I like
child
it.
to his doom.
So we have X-Man, we have Pedro, we have Javi.
Does X-Man have powers?
Nope. He is a child.
Does anyone but Javi, or does the other one have powers?
Goldie has powers.
What about Pedro?
Pedro does not.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
But
he's got
he
the
is
power
a
of the
thief.
fact that he's high.
He might have plants on him.
Oh.
You know, though, he could give Faye bud to mess with, to grow.
Bud.
Sure.
Hey, Faye, here's some bud.
Here's the thing. That's the only way she's getting plants
Sure.
in this room.
Oh no, I've already figured out the plan.
That's
Pedro-
actually fantastic.
Pedro has some grass on him. Yeah, okay. So 4 new power tags. Who's next?
Jeez.
Is he still distracted?
Sure, I'll say that he still
It
has his...
hasn't come back around to him, has it, right?
No, it hasn't. I'll say he still has his distracted 1 status if you want to take advantage of that.
I don't have much to work with. My power tags are very bare. I have 4 between 3 of them. But
No, my power tags are very bare.
I set you up. But I want to take advantage of his distraction is what I would like to do. So I'm behind him. Wait, I'm behind him.
Uh-huh.
Does that give me an advantage?
No, because dragons can sense each piece of treasure in their hoard.
He's a mom. He's got eyes in the back of his head.
Oh man. Okay.
It does give you an attack of opportunity.
No.
It would give him an attack of opportunity if he left his threatened square.
Yeah.
Could I leave a log in my place
You're
and
not
grab the spear? Okay, at this
I've
point though, it's
missed
becoming.
this version of playing.
Yes. Yeah.
But it's become obvious to us that he's guarding the spear at this point, right?
Yeah.
Does that seem fair? Okay. So I'm going to use good bluff and stay focused to jump out of my boots. I know it sounds weird, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Okay.
Jump out of my boots and dive for the spear.
Okay. So you have
The bluff being the left boots. No noise. Silence. Absolute silence.
You're right, Carrie. I have missed this.
How did you know I missed it?
It's pretty good.
Okay, so you have your +2 power tags. You're going to have a +1 for his distracted status, and then you have a -4 for his guarded status. Do you want to burn a tag to do this?
I'd have to burn a tag that I'm using, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm burning bluff.
Okay. You burn good bluff, so you rolled a 10. Really, you rolled an 11 because of +1 distracted. Step it down by 4. You rolled a 7, which means you succeed at grabbing the spear. However, I'm going to offer you a tough choice. Your choice is you grab the spear, and Drayce notices just in time to turn around and punch you through the glass window into the air. Or he grabs you and flings you to the ground just like he did Faye, and you take a status.
But I'll have the spear?
Yes, either way you will have the spear. So you either grab the spear and he slams you down on the ground and you take a broken 5 status, or you grab the spear and he punches you away from everybody out into the open air in a free fall above the city.
I take option 2.
He slams you into the ground?
No.
Oh, I said it backwards. I said it backwards first time. Okay. Okay. So, Bill, you jump up out of your boots, as you have said. You snatch the spear of St. George, and as you grab it, Drayce turns around with a snarl That is not yours! And his fist collides with your sternum. There's a crunch as both your sternum and the glass behind you crack, and you go flying out into the open air. But you have the spear.
Were we like 3 floors up?
Try 80 floors up.
Alright.
So Bill has a spear,
He's free falling.
and he's free falling.
He's got wind powers,
Bill
right?
and Faye have practiced this. Yeah.
And Drayce watches Bill clutching the spear in maybe both hands now as he's flying out into the air. And he snarls, and he turns around, and you see like this noxious black smoke coming from between his teeth. He says, "You are all nuisances, and I have had enough." His clothes rip as his skin splits. Spilling out from the flesh of Drayce de Santos comes the form of this immense dragon. A tail unravels, weaving in between the treasure trove, the display cases. You lose sight of it. Thick arms dig into the ground beneath them. A long neck full of scales and tissue and menace hold a head with crooked fangs and curved horns and yellow eyes. And it, like I said, that noxious gas is just spilling from its teeth like a fountain. And I need everybody that can see Drayce to roll a face danger against a cowering in fear 4 status.
I would like for X-Man and Pedro to automatically fail this, so they run away, please. Oh my god. Snake eyes again.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I am gonna burn my life lessons turn.
You want to burn life lessons to succeed. Okay, go ahead and burn it. You succeed, you're unaffected. Faye?
I don't have anything.
Okay, go ahead and roll with a +0.
I got a 9.
A 9, you take a cowering 3 status.
Would it add to my burned or my busted back?
No. So the sudden appearance of Drayce's avatar dragon state terrifies and shakes Mohammed to his core. X-Man also screams and goes running for the door. Pedro continues to cower where he is. Goldie and Javi seem shaken but ready
Not
to
stirred.
fight. Yeah, shaken but not stirred. And that was his... He can do that as an intrusion when people see his true dragon form. So what are y'all doing?
First, note that as all of this is happening, Faye and Woodard have just been laying on the marble slab. Watching.
Not moving.
Yeah, just turning.
Heads going back and forth.
As he turns into this dragon, you and Woodard could have scrambled away as a dragon body crushed the rest of the marble table beneath it.
Yeah, I didn't know how big he was, if it would force us to...
He is immense.
Okay.
He fills this
Immense
entire penthouse.
Is not dimensions.
He fills this
the
entire penthouse.
Yeah.
Y'all have been married for too long. X-Men ran out.
X-Man is rushing and screaming towards the door.
When Esther and I shot up to the penthouse,
Mhm.
how far away is that beanstalk now?
A long ways away.
Of course.
It shot up that elevator shaft, and then y'all walk down a long hallway to get to this room. And then it subsequently died rapidly.
Oh,
It's
did
the
it?
weirdest thing. It was
Wow.
the soil that it was growing in was not enough to continue to give nutrients to this huge plant.
Fair.
And it just died. It's so weird. There is no plants within a mile radius of you.
Except for
Except for the bugs.
Pedro's drugs.
Wow, that's so interesting
Isn't
that
it?
the plant did that. I can't wait for the geek out to hear all about the powers that are behind these great moves that you're making.
I explained it. There wasn't enough soil.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Well,
takes
that's how plants work,
days
Tessa.
What?
Yes, it does take plants days to grow. Tessa, do you want to complain more about how you made this giant-ass
days to
beanstalk?
grow. You made it grow instantly. Therefore, the reverse is also true. It dies instantly.
Nope.
What body part of the dragon is closest to Esther if he's taking up the whole penthouse?
Probably a portion of his tail. I mean, he is. It's not like it's not like Smaug. He is like this long serpentine dragon.
I'm gonna wreck it. I would like to smash whatever part is next to me. I know, but she's taking so long.
Yes, but do you want to do something?
Honestly.
This last episode is going to be the end of everything.
No, I just
that's
like
the point. It's the last episode.
Esther was trying to get in there before she did, but she didn't.
Well, no, go for it.
No.
No, really.
Oh my god!
Tessa, do something.
No.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So Woodard and I like kind of fling against the wall. Faye is going to kiss Woodard and say, "I love you," and then run over to Pedro.
Okay.
Weed. Do you have weed?
His bloodshot eyes go wide and look at you, and he blinks a couple of times, and his blinks are just so slow. He says, "Man, what are you doing here?"
Faye reaches into his pockets.
Yeah, you find some buds.
Okay, great. Faye is going to burn her herbal infliction tag. And as like the dragon smoke is filling the room, she is going to get as close as she can so that it also like the fire or whatever that's coming that's causing that smoke ignites the
It is not smoke, it is
God damn it.
poison. It is poison gas.
Okay. Faye is going to something that will catch this stupid butt on fire.
I mean, you could like just manipulate it to like, I don't know, like release pollen or spores or its scent.
Yeah.
You don't have to burn it. I mean, you can just use your herbal infliction, like you're saying, to just make it do its thing.
Okay. So Faye is going to grab the weed out of Pedro's pocket and then just like open up her hands and use herbal infliction to like let it go, like spread through the air, as targeted at Drayce as she can be.
Okay. You could just like run up straight under his face and just explode it right into his face.
Sure.
I just want to talk about the beauty that is fighting a dragon with marijuana.
Yes. Yeah. Fight the power with marijuana. Okay, let's say this is a gosh.
So ridiculous.
I think this is a go toe to toe. So you're burning your herbal infliction power tag. So you rolled a 10 as if you rolled a 3+. So you get to choose 2. You achieve your goal and take what they hold. You get them good and give them a status, or you block, dodge, or counter their best attempts to get you back.
I get them good. I want it to affect his guarded. So I want to up that he's now distracted even more because things are a little things are a little weird right now for him.
Okay. So you're taking that 1 and you want to step it up to a 3. Okay. Let me take that. What do you want to call this status? It goes from distracted to
high as a kite.
High as a kite. Okay. I was gonna say buzzed.
Nope, high as a kite.
High as a kite works. So you run up and you throw some weed in the dragon's face. You have one more option.
Then I'm going to counter their best attempts by like rolling out of the way. Like I throw and roll.
Excellent. And as soon as you roll out of the way, massive jaws clamp down where you once were. You feel the shockwave of this dragon's bite as it barely misses you. And he shakes his head and stands up. He like tries to get away from the cloud, and as it affects his senses and motor skills, his head like bangs into the roof of the building, sending tiles and shingles falling down into the room around him. And he's just like coiling back from it, shaking his head.
No, this is not how this happens.
Esther?
We have stone dragon.
I want to smash him.
He's the great stoned dragon. Go ahead.
That was an excellent reference.
I'm going to use my powerful blow tag.
Okay. Are you going to apply any other tags?
I don't know, but I feel like
You still have Daddy's Fighter.
I know what I have. I've known for 92 episodes what I have. I just don't use it. It's fine. But I'm feeling invigorated by the fact that I have lightning coursing through me now, and Javi and Bill are here. So, +5 for being...
What? That was a lot.
I would like to use Daddy's Spider, because why not?
Daddy's Fighter.
And
Mighty Blow.
I mean, I don't know, but like, I'm feeling invigorated by Javi being here.
So a +1 for Javi. And then
+3.
+3 for High as a Kite. So roll with a +6.
Nice.
I would just like to say that Carrie's taking too long, and we should.
Amazing.
I rolled an 8.
Ooh, that's a 14.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
5 + 3 is 8. I can count.
Yes, but then I was like, what did you add to it? The addition is 14. So on 10+, you are hitting him with a tier 6 status. You get to choose 2.
Still not going to do anything to him.
Do you take cover or secure a superior position? Do you get them good and give them a status? You already given them a tier 6. Do you control the collateral damage? Do you hold the target's attention, or do you gain the upper hand and get 1 juice?
I want to get him good.
Okay, so step it up to tier 7.
Oof.
And I want to secure a superior position.
Okay, so it doesn't get you back.
Wait, what was the last one you said?
Gain the upper hand and get 1 juice.
Yeah.
Okay, what would you use that juice on?
What did you say?
Juice is for the 92nd time.
Change the game. Just rechange the game.
Yes,
That's
you can
it.
use juice to do one of those change the game from the 7 through 9.
I
first 3
was
ones.
partially joking.
Create a story tag, burn a power tag or story tag, or give or reduce a status.
I want to gain the upper hand.
And get 1 juice?
No.
You want take cover and secure a superior
Yes,
position.
I want to secure a superior position.
Okay. So describe for us, you have this new weapon. Your ring is gone. Your connection to Athena is gone. And in a way, the mission that your dad gave you is gone. The manipulation around getting this ring onto your finger, you have chosen to lose that ring. You have chosen to grab another item to make your own destiny and to make yourself into your own person, free of your father. You hold that item in your hand. The dragon's tail weaves in serpentine curves in front of you. What do you do?
I raise the hammer up over my head. And as I'm coming down and smashing into the tail, the hammer just feels like an extension of my body. I feel like I'm finally coming in to who I am. I feel like myself for the first time.
Okay. That hammer collides with the black scales of the dragon. There's a thunderous boom. It catches your red cape and flutters it out behind you. The glass on the other side of this dragon shatters outward from the blast. From across the room, Drayce de Santos sneers and spits vehemently. He felt that. He takes a tier 1 status.
Woo!
And one of his legs is next to you, and he goes to claw out at you, but you have already danced out of the way, and you're next to Javi. And he looks at you, and he just nods. We cut away to Miss Minnie in her front yard, sipping her cup of mist, with the brother that brought her the cup now holding a periscope up, or not periscope, a telescope up to her eyes. Periscope is a submarine. I don't know how we got on the ground, boys. Holding a telescope out in front of her, and she just says, "Well, damn." We cut back to the crew.
Perfect.
Who's next?
Muhammad's terrified right now. But he looks around. He sees little X-Man running away.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need?
I was trying to look at your notes. I couldn't remember his name for a second, but I remembered before I looked at it, before I saw it. You've got all the characters written down, so I was trying to find it. Yeah, he sees little X-Man running away. He sees all his friends. Goldilocks comes and puts a hand on him, and he kind of feels that warmth that they've had before, and he's going to try to steel himself with that to reduce his status, his terrified status.
Okay, so you want to roll a change the game.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm going to roll a change the game.
You got +1 for Goldie.
+1 for Goldie, +1 for X-Man.
Ooh, okay.
Because I want to protect the child.
Excellent.
I want to use weighed and measured. I think that makes sense.
Okay. So +3.
Come on.
Nice.
That's 9 + 3.
It exploded.
That's 12. It exploded. Yeah, no, 12.
12, so you get 2 juice.
Cool.
Creator, you're wanting to step this down, so I'd assume reduce the status.
Reduce
1
the
point per
status
juice.
for 3 by 3.
So take it from a cowering 4 status to a scared 1 status.
Scared 1 status.
Or a shaken
and I
1
get
status.
2 juice, right?
You get 3 juice.
3
because you rolled with the
you're
power
right,
of 3.
right.
So you step it down
if
from
I
a 4.
scale up the effect, would I be able to remove it completely?
No, so
Or how
you
does
have
this work?
3 juice.
Yes.
And if you use all 3 of those juice, you can take it down from a 4, 3,
1
2
per point of juice. Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
to a 1. So you would
Gotcha,
have a
gotcha.
shaken 1 status.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. Nice. So, what does Goldie say to you to comfort you? Do you want me to come up with something that Goldie says?
Please.
Okay.
By all means.
She touches your shoulder. She leans in close to you. She says, "Come on, honey bear. I know you're stronger than this."
Muhammad looks up to her, feels that connection again, and stands up straight and tall, nods. Let's do this.
Excellent. Very good move. Bill, you're plummeting through the air towards the city.
All right.
you flew up, crashed through a window, grabbed the spear, fell down 80 floors.
All right. So Bill is dead. No. I had a half-cocked plan, as I do with most of my moves in any role-playing game, and I am going to say or shout probably. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. The it I'm referring to is I will search for the Bacabs. I will do whatever they need me to do if they will just come give me my power back so that I don't splat on the ground.
Okay.
That.
Okay.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Oh my gosh. So you're shouting, "I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it."
All right, how can I use the game to do this and not just spring things on you?
Didn't the Macabre...
Yeah,
He doesn't know, though.
Last episode, Jaime, something...
Oh, this is awkward.
Something big happened with the Macabre. They actually... So you know how you kept having these visions of, like, you as a Macabre stopping some tragedy or choosing to be with your family?
Yeah.
Well, that great tragedy was this event. It was, as the Macabre, all four of you held up the corners of the sky. And so what happened was Drayce de Santos activated this thing that literally blew up the sky.
Oh.
And so the Macabre showed up to hold it in place, but without you there, they were overwhelmed and the sky crashed down on top of them. But this is extremely beautiful.
It is.
And I'm gonna do it. So you are plummeting, holding the spear, clutching it to your chest, saying, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it, I'll do it. And your wish is echoing out across the city. And we see Alec. We see Alec Baldwin, one of the four Macabre, lying prostrate, splayed out all around him on a street. Carnage is going all around him. People suppose he's dead, and so they're stepping over his body. He hears your plea echoing out. And he looks towards Legendary Solution Plaza, and he sees just the speck falling towards the earth. And he reaches out both hands toward you, both of his tattooed hands, and he says, I got you. We cut to another person, a woman with short blonde hair in a business suit. She is also similarly splayed out in a different direction. She sees you plummeting towards the earth. She reaches out with one tattooed hand, and she says, yeah, sure, whatever. And we cut to the fourth Macabre, a portly man in a AC maintenance uniform, coveralls, and he looks up and sees you, and he gives you the finger guns. He says, you got it, buddy. He gives you the finger guns, and from these three different directions comes a rush of light. Racing up the street, coming towards Legendary Solutions Plaza. They connect beneath Bill. They coalesce into one single color. A green, glowing color. That green, glowing color shoots up like a column from the ground, racing towards you. You see it racing towards you. You turn your body towards it, and your feet land on a cloud. And as your bare feet touch the cloud, you see the black lines of tattoos curl up over your toes, around your ankles, going up your pant legs, across your chest, your back, down your arms, up around and underneath your ears. Your tattoos are returned to you.
Got it.
Man, welcome back.
Dope.
Yeah. And you start racing back towards the penthouse. Back in the penthouse. What's happening?
Muhammad, seeing that Esther, even with all her newfound power, did not seem to really do a lot to this thing, is going to look to Goldie and say, do you think you could do something about this? I can get you close. And he wants her to go forward and use her powers of Too Hard to reduce the status of his armor.
Do you mean too soft?
It'd be too hard because she's touching something that's too hard and making it soft, right?
What, she would say too soft to make it too
soft.
soft.
Then yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
You're very clever.
I know.
Okay. She nods and she says, but when this is all over, I get to steal as much of this shit as I want. And you and Woodard can't say anything about it. Deal?
I'll distract Woodard.
I'm all yours, Honey Bear.
Okay. So he's going to yell out to Javi as well.
Mm-hmm.
Javi, I could use a hand here. And him and Javi are going to walk or go side, just like one on each side of her to like block the tail, block the wings, whatever. As she just calmly walks forward, taps the dragon, and his scales soften.
Okay. Let's roll a change the game.
Yeah, with +1 for Javi and Goldie, and bar the way.
Okay.
That's 7 + 3, 10.
A 10. All right. So you get 2 juice.
my
Or no.
breath.
So I got
you get 3 juice.
3 juice. Excellent. So yeah, we're going to reduce the status of whatever he's got by 3.
Okay. So like you said, you and Javi shielding her with your bodies. He swats at you with one claw, with a tail at Javi. Javi's 6 arms bat the tail away. And Goldie, skipping and frolicking like she does, goes up, puts one hand on her hip, swirls her finger above her head, and then just lightly tap Drayce's scales and says, "Too soft." And then we see like this shiny black surface of the scales suddenly dull, and Drayce's wide yellow eyes looks at the 3 of you and says, "Oh no." I would like you, Mohammed, to roll a face danger against a rent flesh 5 status.
Yep.
I don't have any help points on Mohammed, but can Faye, like, she's just rolled, she looks up, she sees this happening. Can Faye yell, "Woodard, help!" as, like, to give him a Woodard, but he could distract him.
Okay. Do you want to try to help me in some way?
Yeah, I mean, I do. I guess I'll throw the hammer in that direction to, like, block the hit.
Okay. So,
but now, does the hammer come back to me?
Of course. It's Thor's hammer.
Press A.
I was just making sure. I'll make sure to press A after I throw it. Okay. What was the question?
How many help points?
I have 2.
Do you want to use all 2?
Yes.
Up to.
Okay. So 2 from Esther, 1 from Woodard.
Oh, okay. So 3.
3.
Woodard, shoot at him, help him.
Of course. And he like limply manifests the bow on one arm and pulls back the arrow as far as his busted shoulder can, and he lets it fly, hitting Drayce in the side of his head right as the hammer hits him in the claw. Mohammed, roll with a +3.
11.
11. Amazing. So his claw smashes into the ground next to you, barely missing. Incredible.
It's power teamwork.
That's right.
Who's next?
Curious.
Anyways, so I'll reach my arm up and summon the thunderbolt from that shattered window, and then I will shoot it through the hammer and strike him.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a hit with all you've got.
So I'm gonna use the thunderbolt. And that's probably it. 9.
A 9. So you hit. You're going to hit him with a tier 1 status. Of course, he still has his scales at a status of 3. And you get to choose one of those options. So stepping up by 1 won't do you any good.
Would she not still get a bonus from his other status that he still has on?
Oh yeah, Heisenberg.
Yep.
So that would have been a +3. That would have bumped it up to a 10.
What was her current?
Yeah, it was a 9.
Then yeah, I would put her 12.
Okay. So I bump it up to a tier power of 4. Minus the 3 for the scale, so that would be a 1 that you're hitting him with.
So I'll do I'll get him good, and I'll hit him with a 2.
Nice.
Okay, I hit him with a 2. All right, so you step up his...
And you get one more choice.
I think I want to hold his attention.
Hold his attention, so it's on you? Okay, so you channel that lightning, blast it into his chest. He rears back, his softened scales not doing anything to diffuse the blow. He bellows out, and as he does, that claw that is over near where you are is going to serrate you across the back. Roll a face danger against a Rent Flesh 5 status.
But I don't have any armor anymore.
Mm-hmm. And no react before it happens anymore.
I guess, can I use my, maybe my daddy's fighter?
Okay.
And Javi, because Javi's going to see him swing at me and he's going to react.
Okay. Javi is across the room from where you are because he was just fighting with Goldie. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah, but they're not like
No,
15 feet long.
Okay.
He doesn't have
Well,
six Mr. Fantastic
I'm gonna use
arms.
Daddy's fighter just because, like, I know how to respond to, like, my body has been trained to respond.
Okay. Are you burning it or are you rolling it?
I'm burning it.
Okay. So yeah, you feel that swipe coming for your back. You duck out of the way as the that huge claw crashes through 3 different trophy display cases, scattering their contents every direction. And Drayce de Santos is going to use a soft move to... he takes in a deep breath. And as he does, you see the veins in his eyes recede. As he takes the poison that you hit him with, processes it, and then shoots out his own poison breath. Everybody in the penthouse, roll a face danger against a choking on fumes 4 status. Well, hold on, before everybody rolls, do you have any powers where you could avoid being affected by poison?
Esther does not, unless lightning can somehow protect her from it.
Okay. Then
Could my bestial roar create a bubble of sound?
no.
I like the way you're thinking.
Can I hold my breath?
No. So if you do not have a way to defend yourselves, you cannot roll to defend yourselves.
We can't even add anything?
If you have something, you can add it.
Well, no, if we don't have anything to add, we can't just roll outright?
If you have no way to defend yourselves, you can't do it. So, like, in the past, where you have, like, had a blow coming at you, everybody can try to get out of the way of a punch, no matter what tags you have. But you can't get out of the way of a sudden
Poison
gust,
shooting at you.
a poison cloud descending on you. So everybody takes a choking on fumes 4 status.
Faye's looking like Esther over there.
Yeah, can we switch? So
I've got 3 on me, too, now.
Faye was not meant for fighting.
Yeah.
What was this again? Choking on gas?
Choking on fumes 4. This noxious black smoke fills the entire room. From Bill's perspective, through like the busted windows, you see like a fountain of this smoke start to billow out and drip down the side, multiple floors down the side of this skyscraper. Cutting back inside, you're all choking, clutching at your throats, grabbing fabric and forcing it over your mouth and nose as this noxious gas fills this area. And as it starts to dissipate, you see that you 3 are the only ones standing. Woodard, Pedro, Javi, X-Man left, and Goldie are all prostrate on the ground. And you also do not see Drayce. Bill, you see Drayce's long serpentine form slip through the hole that your body made, and he goes and climbs up on top of the skyscraper, coiling himself around the huge antenna there. He grips it with both claws. It kind of bends a little underneath his immense weight. He lets out a roar that echoes across the city. And from every corner of the city, people stop and look. Their eyes all directed towards the dragon, who would be king, who would be a god, in the conflict that is happening on top of Legendary Solutions Plaza. There is an ominous crack of thunder that silhouettes the dragon's shape. The three of you are choking inside the treasure room. Bill, you are rushing up the side on your cloud with the spear. Bill, I think it would be appropriate. What do you do?
I think what needs to happen. So, I'm going to attack this serpent. I'm going to try to strike his heart, and I'm going to burn my tattoo manipulation by wrapping it around the spear to where like two prongs come out of either side of the spear. And I'm going to use my Nimbus. And hold on, let's see. There was one other thing I wanted to use for sure. Let me get in my text message.
Yeah. Well, if you are burning your tattoo manipulation, you don't need. You can't. One, you don't need to add anything because you already succeed, and two, you can't add anything else.
Oh, 92 episodes, folks.
Yeah, it just makes it a 10 with a power of 3.
Yeah.
But what if I think I can do better? No, just burn it.
You could roll.
No, I'm going to hit it with all you got. I don't want to roll a snake eyes. That would be terrible.
Okay.
That would be the worst.
So
awful.
you are burning your tattoo manipulation with a hit with all you've got.
Yep.
So you are hitting him.
Just got it back.
You are hitting him with a tier 3 status. You get two options. Take cover or secure a superior position. Get them good or get many of them. Control the collateral damage. Hold the target's attention or gain the upper hand.
Get them good. How could I possibly take a secure... Actually, you know what? It's easy to take a secure position because I have a cloud. Okay. I'm going to get him good and then take a superior position. And as I'm charging at him, I'm going to loudly scream, I always tickle sleeping dragons, and go straight at him.
Yeah, and you fly straight towards him, riding your cloud like a knight would ride his steed. And you plunge it, you fling it with your tattoo manipulation towards him, and it slips through his scales as if they weren't even there. So you were hitting him with you chose to step it up by 1?
Yeah.
So you're hitting him with
to tier 4.
A tier 4 status. He reels back, this accursed spear plunged into his side. You tear it out as you dance away from his swipes and his tail on your cloud, just spiraling around him. And he cries out in a booming voice,
I will not be slain here today. I was defeated once by this spear. I was a god.
And he keeps swiping at you as he's speaking and screaming.
I ruled a nation. They worshipped me. They gave me their livestock, their children to feast upon. And then a knight comes and runs me through with a spear. But he does not kill me. Instead, he uses me as a bargaining chip for his religion, threatening to let me loose upon the village unless they are baptized. Do you know what a mockery that is?
And he swings again, and the pole bends under his weight even further.
I am no bargaining chip, and Saint George is dead, as you soon will be.
Bill, I would like you to roll a face danger against Drayce's terrifying presence.
Would that be stepped down by 1 with the superior position? No?
No. He gets to do this as an intrusion. So he can just do it.
That's OP.
Yeah. Yeah, yes.
He's the final boss.
He is the avatar.
No, that's too OP. Not allowed. All right. So okay. So if he terrifies me, if I die, if the world ends, there is no family anymore. So I'm that's heart's racing and focusing all my attention on that reason.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm gonna burn that.
Okay.
An attempt to not get terrified.
You burn a reason to keep going. Your family is your reason to keep going, and you are not afraid. Let's cut back down to the treasure room. The three of you are choking. The smoke is dissipating, but it is still filling your lungs, trying to suffocate you, slowly killing you from the inside out. Your companions are unconscious. What are you three doing?
Who's still standing?
It's just us.
Can either of you fly?
I can't.
Yes, you can.
No.
I can't.
She can only choose one power tag.
Forking shirt.
Yeah.
She can hit with her hammer real good, and she can summon lightning.
Yep, that's all we can do.
Esther's gonna move to the window though,
Mm-hmm.
and if she looks out the window, can she put eyes on him?
Oh yeah, he's massive. You can see his shape rocking back and forth.
Immense.
He is immense.
So Esther wants to throw her hammer at him.
Okay, so just leaning out the side of the window, just.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to burn it, or do you want to roll?
As good a time as any.
I guess I'm gonna burn it.
Okay, go ahead and burn it.
This is gonna be bad.
You hit with all you've got, as if you rolled a 10 with the power of 3. So you're hitting him with the power of a tier of 3. His scales get to step it down by a 3. You get 2 options. What do you do?
I want to get him good.
Mm-hmm. So step it up to a 4, so he's going to take a 1 status.
And I want to gain the upper hand, but I don't know how I would do that. I don't know what that would look like.
Well, it just means that you have some sort of advantage. Like you can, juice is so veritable. Yes, versatile. You hit him, and then you use that juice to create. Oh, look, there's a one of those things that goes up and down when people wash the windows. Oh, look, there's a fire escape that leads up to the roof, or like a roof access, something like that.
So yeah, I guess I'll hit him, and then I'm gonna, as I'm leaning out, I look over and I see a window washer's
platform.
Okay.
We just named it a window washer's platform.
I know, but I feel like it's got an actual name. I'm just curious.
Okay, so you hit him with a tier 1 status. It steps up by 1 pip. He still has a tier 4 injured status. You look over and you see the window washer's station. Do you point it out to your teammates?
Guys, there's scaffolding out here.
Guys, there is scaffolding.
Okay, wait, let me take that.
Okay.
There's scaffolding out here.
I don't know what
Guys out!
Oh no.
There's scaffolding out here we can use to get to the top and to get out of the poisonous gas.
And
Let's go.
And as soon as she says that, Drayce's tail whips into the window, wraps around Esther, and whips her out into the air, and then releases to let her fall. You did not secure a superior position.
Nope. Yeah, boy.
Esther is in free fall.
Yeah, boy.
What do the two of you do?
I'm a bear.
And
I can't fly.
free.
I'm gonna climb up there and try to rake at him. That's all I can do.
I don't think you're gonna let me do this, but I'm going to try. Faye is going to yell to Mohammed, "Get everyone close together. Pull them all together." And then she's going to get close to everyone and think very hard, because she's 80 floors up. And I want to reduce the building to nature, like 1 floor at a time. and which would create like a little landing for Esther.
Okay. This would be on a scale that we have never seen before.
Definitely
This
stop
whole
holding back.
episode is on a
Yes.
scale
it's an
we've
episode.
never
So
seen.
it's the final
please
episode. Go.
roll a stop holding back.
I was going to burn that tag, but
Can't do it for stop holding back.
I mean, you could definitely burn it to use it in a way that, like, is within the limits of your power. But, like, you reducing man-made structures that are 80 floors down from you is something that you have never done. Even you falling towards that rooftop and doing that, there was a guard in there.
Yeah.
You weren't that far away. You used it, so you burned it to do that. But this is, this is on a whole new scale.
Big deal.
Because you're wanting to reduce it by floors to create, like, this forest for her to fall into, this cushion. Yes. I think this is no return because you are. I mean, if Esther hits the ground, she's dead.
Yeah.
This is a huge moment. So on a 7 through 9, replace one theme. On a 10 plus, mark fade and crack and burn all power tags on one theme. And you're going to roll with your Logos themes. You have one Logos.
Okay, we gotta make room.
It's all good. All you gotta roll is 6 or higher. 6 or higher. You dice.
You're stressing me out.
Got this. Believe in you.
I rolled an 8.
You rolled an 8. So on a 7 through 9, replace one theme.
Well, I rolled a 9, but it wouldn't matter.
Yeah. So what theme are you replacing? What theme is gone? Which would make narrative sense for you creating this?
Well, I mean, I'm torn between Nature is a Friend of Mine or Maypole of the Maiden.
Why Maypole of the Maiden?
Maypole of the Maiden because I'm channeling more of the, like, nature guardian of the garden piece of me. And, like, not connecting to the Maid Marian piece as much. But I also could see the argument that Nature is a Friend of Mine would go because I'm using so much of that.
Okay. Sure. So describe for us, how does this look and what happens as your Maypole of the Maiden as it is gone?
Okay. So you've already seen throughout the episode, you've already seen throughout the fight the Maid Marian form deteriorating from Faye as she moved out of Avatar state, and then as she starts reducing everything to nature, holding Woodard's hand with her eyes closed, fully focused on catching her best friend and keeping everyone with her alive. You see the staff just kind of like glitter out. Very dusty, very marble. We're pulling in a lot of marble today.
Yeah.
She just starts appearing more. It's less that Faye has this sense of royalty about her and more this sense of nature about her. And so her demeanor just starts changing as the Maypole of the Maiden goes, and you start kind of noticing that she's teetering over, and she may be a little bit more clumsy again. But she's slowly becoming more and more her.
Yeah, that dissipates. The bottom floors of Legendary Solution explode with foliage in place of steel girders and tree trunks in place of glass windows. This oasis of nature blooms out from the bottom floors of Legendary Solutions Plaza, and we see Esther falling towards it, and she disappears through the canopy of this forest. Muhammad, what are you doing?
Muhammad's like, Bill's gonna need help. And he's gonna run out the window to the scaffolding and start climbing. And I guess that's what he's gonna do.
Okay. We'll just say you start climbing. It is only a short distance with the scaffolding up to like this flat area that then tapers into the antenna. Very Empire State Building.
Okay. Is there like air conditioning units and stuff up here?
Definitely.
Cool. What?
Can I hit him over the head?
I mean,
Air conditioning.
Muhammad reaches the top,
Won't be the
jumps
first
over the
time.
edge, looks up at this massive dragon form, sees Bill kind of just squirrely in around him.
Yeah.
And he's gonna look around for a second. He notices an air conditioning units. He's gonna grab one, rip it off the roof, and chuck it.
Let's go toe to toe.
Excellent.
Are you burning a tag to do this?
I'm checking. Let me look.
Do you have any left?
Seriously.
Burning it will give it power plus 2. I mean, yeah, I could burn athletic for this.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So yes, Muhammad is burning athletic in order to succeed at throwing this to distract the dragon.
Okay. So
Using
you
every muscle he has.
Pretty much. To rip this thing out of the...
Yeah.
I mean, he ripped a tree out of the ground earlier, so it's not that far out of character. But-
You chunk this industrial-sized AC unit at Drayce de Santos, the dragon.
Yes. Go to.
So you go toe-to-toe, you get to choose two. Achieve your goal, take what they hold. Get them good and give them a status. Or block, dodge, or counter their best attempts.
I will achieve my goal of distracting him, and I will block, dodge, or counter his best attempts.
Okay. So it resoundingly thuds against his armor. He pauses from swatting at Bill for a moment to look and glare down at you. Bill, what do you do?
I take advantage of the distraction. And okay, so I stabbed him, and the spear went through his scales.
Yes.
When you say the spear went through the scales, do you mean like ethereally, or do you mean like it penetrated? What are we talking?
I mean,
It
it
slipped
cut through the scales like a knife through butter.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Like
that is useful.
it did not matter how hard or how soft the scales were.
Oh.
This item is the bane of the dragon.
Okay.
Its only purpose is to kill the dragon. And that is what it does.
All right. I'm going to stab him with the spear.
Okay. So you get a +1 for the spear.
Okay. +1. I did smoke screen. And blunt force trauma. That's 3.
This is very much not blunt damage.
Yeah, I was about to say.
This is piercing damage, if
It
any.
is piercing damage.
So smoke screen, I guess you're making like a thing to fly through.
Yeah, smoke screen to fly through. The spear. I'll use my tattoo tower shield as a form of defense whenever he swings back at me.
Okay. So +3 so
And-
far.
Did you distract him with things?
I did. Did that do anything to give him a bonus?
Yeah, would that be
Um,
+4?
Sure, we'll make it a +4.
Alright. Let's roll it.
Go for it. Come on.
9 + 4 would be 13.
13, heck yeah.
All right. You are hitting them with a tier 4 status. And you get 2 options. Take cover, get them good, control collateral damage, hold the target's attention, or gain the upper hand.
I'm a fan of get them good. And am I allowed to use that every time? Or is that...
Nope, you can definitely use that every time.
Okay, and then I get them good and I secure a superior position.
Bill, you come back by with another flyby. You jab that spear into their side, rending it open. Drayce de Santos starts to flail and fling about. These 2 gashes are larger than they should have been. For the size he is, and the size of the spear that you wield, the wounds should not be as gaping as they are. And you fly back by, pulling the spear back to your side as you ride by him. And as Drayce de Santos is flailing and flinging about, the bottom of the building, which is no longer steel and concrete, starts to sway and creak and move. And suddenly, Legendary Solutions Plaza is toppling. You feel the building start to lean. Muhammad, you're on the roof. Faye, you are in the penthouse with your 4 compatriots. Esther, you are down around floor 5 in like some vines and banana leaves.
Always the banana leaves.
Always banana leaves. And Bill, you're flying around. Legendary Solutions Plaza is starting to fall. What do y'all do?
So, as it's starting to fall, is it going to, like... Am I in danger of being crushed at this point?
Possibly.
I grab Muhammad, because he's the closest person that I can see.
Okay, Bill swoops by, grabs Muhammad.
So what do I... With where I'm at, what do I notice? What do I know is going on from where I'm at?
From where you are, you hear the trunks of the trees start to groan. And I think you look over and you see this massive tree that has grown out of a girder, or that once was, like a cement pillar and girder, starts to crack and buckle and twist like under hurricane force winds, starting to crack and break. And looking up through the foliage, you see the rest of the concrete and glass building start to move and shake.
So is there a way for me to, like... I don't know, I'm going out on a limb here. But is there a way to, like, I don't know, grab onto a lightning bolt to, like, get out from where I'm at?
You want to, like, ride the lightning to web sling your way out of here?
I mean,
All right,
I'm
Wonder
just
Woman.
trying for something. You can tell me no. I'm
if Wonder Woman
grasping
can
at
do
straws.
it, why can't Esther Black? So, sure. Go ahead and roll a take the risk and add your lightning to it. Or you could burn your lightning.
I know, that's what
You already burned your
Sure.
hammer.
I'm gonna, just because this is gonna be really cool,
Go for it.
I'm gonna burn my lightning.
Okay.
Excellent.
And I have nothing left, so, like, this is it.
Yeah, this is it.
You got your logos tags.
I still have my gun.
Okay.
That's true.
I still have my gun.
You reach out and black lightning streaks down from a blood red sky, not born from any cloud, but just born from you and your will. And you reach out and you grab it, like, substantially, and you hoist yourself up out of the tree and you swing and fly away from the collapsing building. Bill and Muhammad riding the cloud. Faye.
And I really hope that little X-Man got out already.
It's the craziest thing. When X-Man got to the elevator, something malfunctioned with the elevator, and it went immediately from floor 80 to floor 1 in like 5 seconds. Very strange. There was no damage done to him.
In the elevator too?
Yeah, he was in a different elevator.
Okay.
It was the craziest thing. He reached the floor in like 5 seconds flat, and he ran very quickly away, slipping through the paramilitary force, and is now running home through the streets toward his house. It's amazing how that all worked out, and he's perfectly safe. So what are you doing? You're in a room full of magical objects in a penthouse 80 floors up. Well, now it's around 76 floors up. The 75th one's about to go.
So
Of course it's Faye with the 4 unconscious, because if it was Esther, she'd have been out of there already, and the 4 unconscious would have just been, like, out of luck.
Wow.
And that's why
Accurate.
Esther wasn't there.
No, that's true.
It is appropriate that out of everybody, Faye is the one
It's
with
a good
the
thing
conscious
that you're the
people.
one there, because Muhammad wouldn't have been able to do anything either.
And it's good that it's
Esther
not
could do
Avatar
something, she just
Faye,
wouldn't.
True.
but it's true Faye.
True.
So what are you doing?
So I have two options. One is that there is a baby Groot as part of the ancient artifacts. Okay, that's out.
At the shop, there was a Thor hammer.
I already said there was
plants.
no plant life up here.
I want to push everyone out of the open window, including myself, and catch us with plant growth.
Okay. I would have been fine with saying there's a flying carpet in one of the cases, but yeah, let's do that.
That's the play.
You push everybody out the window, and you all start plummeting down towards the trees. Roll to take the risk to catch everybody.
Can I just burn plant growth?
You sure can.
Yeah.
I'm burning plant growth.
You burn plant growth, and you succeed. Describe for us, how do you save everybody?
As we're falling, picture like when skydivers grab each other's hands, like as I'm pushing everyone out of the
They magically wake up and start holding hands.
I mean, if you're falling to your death, you might.
They're unconscious.
They might
arms.
wake up.
Do their unconscious fingers like slowly drift together and serendipitously like just interlace with each other as they're just ragdoll falling through the air?
Oh my
I forgot I couldn't hold all their hands. I was thinking of Woodard.
She holds Woodard's hand and everybody else is on their own, but she was hopeful they would wake up
But-
when they fell.
Keep going. That was a silly scene.
as everyone is just falling randomly then. Two trees burst up and naturally more banana leaves sprout. And a hammock of sorts is made between those two trees. Think very rainforesty tall trees. And everyone just kind of falls in there, and Faye is now in a hammock with 4 unconscious humans.
Okay.
They're going to build the best rainforest cafe out of these ruins.
Yeah, they are.
It's the original Rainforest Cafe. That was the whole point of this entire story.
The whole story is the origin of Rainforest Cafe.
You got it, folks.
You heard it here first.
So Faye, you catch everybody. Cradling them in this banana hammock. And Mohammed, you are riding the cloud with Bill. Esther, you swing away on this
Hanging
lightning.
on some lightning.
You swing away on some lightning. And Legendary Solutions Plaza, the center of the city, the pinnacle of commerce and economy, topples. It crashes down into the city, destroying blocks worth of buildings and businesses and homes. Drayce de Santos' huge serpentine dragon body crashes to the ground as well. In the little diamond-shaped courtyard where Jimmy the Butcher's body is still remaining. There is dust and particles everywhere. And I think serendipitously, Esther, your lightning slinging lands you, and then we see Bill and Mohammed alight on the ground. And Faye, a banana leaf, opens up and puts you on the ground as well. The 4 of you are standing here, this smoke and dust and debris billowing around you. And you can hear Drayce's labored breathing. This was my coronation. I will not rest until I have devoured each and every one of you. The smoke dissipates like the Red Sea, and you see Drayce's injured, crumpled form, still immense, wrapping around this entire courtyard in front of you. He stands up on his 2 forearms. He's still not dead. Bill holds the spear in his hand. The 4 of you are together on the ground. What do y'all do?
That's band of brothers this bad boy. Let's all grab onto the spear and just do it.
Just battering ram, run it. Just
yeah. Let's end this.
I have an idea. If you've seen Final Fantasy Advent Children, the final scene when they're just throwing Cloud through the air in different areas.
Yes.
I say we do that with Esther.
Yes.
Use our powers, launch her at the dragon somehow, and just get him.
Yes.
Let's do it. I look at Esther, and I just hand over the spear.
Esther takes the spear.
Muhammad walks over to her. I've only done this with Woodard, but... And he puts his hand down for her to step into it.
She steps into it.
He's gonna rear back, chuck her straight towards the dragon.
Okay. Muhammad chucks her straight towards the dragon. His tail coils up like a serpent and whips towards Esther, who's going to be the next to help her.
I'm going to fly to her defense, and I manipulate my tattoo powers into a shield and fly straight past Esther into this oncoming tail, stopping the tail in the process.
Yeah, your shield collides with his tail. There's a resounding clang as your cloud dissipates and you go spinning off into the dust cloud. But Esther is still soaring through the air towards the dragon. Drayce de Santos rears up, his head snapping back, ready to let out a noxious gas straight in Esther's direction to kill her and finally choke all life from her.
Faye's going to grab one of the like a tall piece of bamboo that's near her and start running at him, yelling, "Which one of us really has the spear?"
So you're like acting like you have the spear in your hand with bamboo?
Yeah.
Okay. So you rush towards swinging, holding the bamboo like a spear. He hesitates for a moment. Is this a trick? Were you going to run him through this entire time? And he looks down, directing his noxious breath at you, right as Esther closes the distance with him. Esther, the red cape billowing behind you, your arm pulled back with the spear, your biceps flexing, electricity crackling along your arms. The screen cuts to black. And then we see some text down at the bottom of the screen. And a few months passed. It is winter in the city. There is snow. There is slushy ice in the streets. People are going back and forth trying to get their presents for their different winter holidays. People are bundled up drinking cocoa. There are lights streaming down the streets. Little nutcrackers are decorating the different lamps. And I would like for each of you to go around and tell me, where is the crew 3 months after you killed Drayce de Santos and saved the city?
Me and my family are in this recently rebuilt and refinished, if it's not too much of an imposition, bar. And my family shouldn't be in a bar, but it's also like a bar and grill, so we're enjoying some food in a local dive.
So, Bill, we see you with your family crowded around a familiar-looking booth. And I think a man in a serving apron walks up. He slaps down a plate of fish and chips in front of Billy. And Billy looks at it and says, What is this? Dad, I wanted ice cream.
Well, we'll get ice cream after.
This looks disgusting. And he, pokes at it.
We'll taste it first.
This is the worst Christmas ever. He, takes a bite of it. And Sheila is sitting in the booth next to you, one hand resting on your bicep, the other resting on your shoulder. And she leans over and kisses you. It's not that bad.
I am at the back of the refurbished bar in my office, and I am just like finishing up the books for the night or whatever. I finish them up and I glance at the pictures on my desk, one of my father, and then the other of a group of people that look completely different now, but a picture of what they were when this all started. I kind of half smile, and then I walk out of the office and I walk into the bar. I come out from behind the bar area, and I come over to Bill's family with a bowl of ice cream.
Thanks, Miss Black. And he shoves the fish and chips to the side and grabs the ice cream.
So fitting.
I'm the one who has to pay for the dentist.
Scooch over, kid. And I'll sit with him.
Okay.
Just awkwardly join them.
Esther, what name do we see above the bar? In curvy neon lettering, what do we see?
The Cruise Tavern.
The Cruise Tavern?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Cruise Tavern.
So you see the inside of the forest, for lack of a better term, a pond close to Faye and Woodard's cottage that looks eerily similar to the pond that once upon a time the monster friend was drinking out of when he was with Lisa. Faye and Woodard are just comfortably sitting on the couch. Faye's got her head on his shoulder. And just talking about life and enjoying really their first time to be together alone since they got married. And then Faye gets a text and looks down at her phone. Oh, we've got to get to the bar. Bill's already there.
But I was enjoying our honeymoon.
It's been 3 months.
Apparently the honeymoon phase is over.
Faye giggled. No, we can just take a quick break. And they walk through one of the trees right outside their house, and then it opens up right in front of the Cruise Tavern. And they walk in and see Bill and Esther and the family. And Faye, just, hey, from as she walks in, and her and Woodard sit down at the table, pulling up chairs.
And then Mohammed walks through the door, pushing the wheelchair. And you see Logan pushes him up to the table, takes a seat, looks over to Woodard. It worked.
I'm glad. You're doing a good thing.
Faye smiles sadly, with a tinge of regret, but a bittersweet smile.
Esther looks at Faye. Want a drink?
I think actually I'm going to hold off on drinks for the next 7 to 9 months or so.
Esther smiles, even though she wants to roll her eyes. As long as you name her Esther.
Deal.
We have not decided on anything yet. I think it would be presumptive, honey, to...
Esther pats Woodard on the shoulder and says, "Don't be a jackass. It's Christmas." Or whatever winter holiday you want it to be.
Yes.
Can we have Goldie skip through the door at that point, all dazzled up with stuff?
Yes, we
Please.
can. Goldie, there's a jingle. Goldie skips through the door, wearing items that, once again, she did not own an hour ago. Bought with the proceeds that she stole from Drayce de Santos' hoard. And she grabs a loose chair, spins it around, and sits on the back of the chair with her feet in the seat. She says, "Look at us, just a cute little family."
Esther does roll her eyes at that.
Faye looks at Esther. Is she part of our family yet?
No.
Okay, great.
Muhammad just kind of looks at them. Show them.
And Goldie holds out a finger. At first you think it is a middle finger, and then you quickly realize it is her ring finger. And you see a modest ring, but...
Just like a very simple silver.
Yeah.
Like a tiny diamond.
But it's also an honest ring. The most honest thing on her. And she blushes a little. Looks like this little Goldilocks finally got her bear. And she reaches over and pinches Muhammad's cheeks and says, "And he's just right."
He just kind of grins.
Billy, you gonna share that ice cream?
Miss Black can get you some more. And he starts shoveling some more into his mouth. And from behind the bar on the other side of the bar, Javi says, "Don't worry, boss, I'll get it." And wearing an apron, he walks into the back and starts spooning more ice cream into some different bowls. And the camera zooms out, passing through the little porthole window of the door of the Cruise Tavern. It goes out over the city, and we see lights like twinkling stars scattered across the city. It is an overcast night. The moon hangs in a blue-violet sky. In the middle of town, where once stood Legendary Solutions Plaza, is a giant, overgrown park. The moon shines its light on all the corners of the city. And it shines on the lights of the heroes that saved it. The camera continues to zoom, zoom, zoom. And we get to some hills just on the outskirts of the city. Looking out over the dots of light, the buildings, the skyscrapers, the islands, the harbor. And as it comes to the edge of the city, we see a sign that says, "Now leaving the city." The screen cuts to black. End of Mistconceptions.
Thanks for listening to this little show that we do called Mistconceptions. If you would like to know more about when Mistconceptions 2 will be released, we have a Facebook and a Twitter. You can join us on both of those platforms to be one of the first people to know about when Mistconceptions 2 will be released. We also have an email, misconceptionspod@gmail.com, if you would like to contact us that way. We also have a Discord if you would like to click the link below to join our Discord and chat with us directly and chat with other friends of the show directly. You can click that link. We also have a Patreon, and our show is fully supported by the generous monthly donations of our patrons on Patreon. If you would like to join our elite group of supporters and get some sweet swag for doing so, please click the link below. City of Mist is an RPG created by Amit Moshe and the wonderful creators at Son of Oak. You can find more of their products at sonofoak.com. The Misconceptions theme music was composed by Aaron Wharton, and you can find more of his music at aaronwharton.net. Misconceptions has been a product of the Misconceptions Podcast Network. And that is it for Misconceptions, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for your support over the years. And please, keep it nerdy, y'all.